to Managing Asia's special series on Next Generation Leaders. I'm Christine Tan. Today we meet the fourth generation of a family of wealth and fortune with a legendary heritage in shipping and real estate, now transformed into a diversified conglomerate. We talk to Frederick Tsao. Frederick comes from the well-known Tsao family. His father is the respected shipping legend Frank Tsao, the tycoon who led the high-profile Hong Kong consortium that built Suntec City in Singapore.
Every era has their own challenge, and our evolution is always moving towards that challenge. And so this era is an era of tremendous material development, not only about wealth, but technology, science, awareness, everything. So in this era of change, we needed to be able to increase our options to respond to change.
And this fourth generation has responded to the change. Since taking over the helm 20 years ago, he has lifted the fortunes of IMC, carrying with him lessons to share with other next generation leaders. He says family businesses must think beyond survival.
I want to give you the idea of flourishing, because survival is really negative, right? So if you think survival, you're full of fear, how can you create? But if you think about flourishing, you're thinking about opportunity.
His opportunity came in the 1980s when he proved his mettle in Thailand by turning around the national shipping line, and later taking control of the family business when he was just 38 years old. He remembers a long road leading to his own succession.
I said, "Dad, you're left-handed, I'm right-handed. I can't eat this bowl of the rice with my left hand, it's efficient my right hand. As long as we agree the family needs to eat this bowl of rice, can you give me some slacks to eat with my right hand?"
And what did he say?
I didn't say normally much, but it registered. Then even earlier, he mentioned to me, he said, "Okay, Fred, for the business you develop, I give you some shares." So I said to my father, "I don't want to do that because then it will divide my attention, what's mine and what's the business." So it registered with him. So it's a long period of time. And then one day he would say, "Well, Fred, I would like you to take over the business 5 years from now." And that was in 1988. And I went back and become joint CEO with him. And he said, "Well, we'll do a 5-year plan and retire and stuff like that." And so there's a story behind. And at that time, I told my father, "Look, I have siblings. They're not interested in the business. And wealth can be divided. If I'm the one running the business, they don't understand business, and they're also my partner, they will split the business. So why not I pay for so wealth can be divided?" And so because I've accumulated some wealth on my own projects, plus the company was no leverage, so a little bit of leverage, a little bit of my own equity, plus some payment schedule, I worked out a contribution plan to repay for those shares.
And the rest was history. After becoming chairman in 1995, he transformed the traditional shipping company into a diversified conglomerate with interests in maritime, real estate, lifestyle, and investments. How actually did you drive the company's diversification process? Did you have a clear vision in mind, or were you simply being opportunistic?
Direction. I think that we can actually predict direction fairly well. They're called trends, but we cannot predict events. So the idea is to be very clear in identifying the direction you're going to go.
How do you do that?
Well, just look at history. And history is the best informer of where we come and where we're going, right? So we came from there we are. There's a trajectory. And then if you take a tennis racket, you know, when people lift the racket, that's how they do it, right? In the professional, they already know where the ball's landed, but the guy lifts his racket.
Yeah.
Why? Because the posture, everything, you can anticipate where it's going. Of course, sometimes you're wrong, because the guy's really good. But you have generally a direction where things goes.
Is it based on gut instinct?
No, I mean, it's very obvious. Things don't change so fast. It's like boiling water. You cannot see a material change, but the heat is there. And so you boil, and all of a sudden, by the time you see it become gas, it's very fast. But the heating up of the water, there's a lot of changes, but you don't see material change. But you sensitize and you touch the thing, you know it's heating. So, you know, for example, now 3D printing is coming. So what will happen to the production world when 3D printing becomes viable? Everybody's pouring this powder and a bonding agent, and here comes the result, totally customized. What will happen to labor force? What will happen to steel? What will happen to even the production world when they can print a whole car, right?
In the case of IMC, how did you get into logistics? How did you get into real estate? How did you get into tourism, healthcare, fund management?
Well, that's actually pretty simple, because first you need a portfolio. If you think like a portfolio, you can look at these are the production business, which is really about the supply side, and this is the demand side, which is really based on human psychology and needs. And so the demand side and the supply side work on different economics. And within the supply side, once you're integrated, you produce efficiency. And if you are a supply chain, you're driving efficiency throughout the chain, not a component, and therefore adding more value.
As you led the transformation, did it require a huge mindset change on the part of your employees? Were they ready?
Yes, all transformation is a mindset change. And that mindset change is just so that we become more open. That mindset change is so that we can overcome our self-restrictions. And that mindset change is so that we can deepen, and so we see behind what appears to be, which is a water sitting there, into it's heating up and it will become gas.
You have to be ready.
Yeah, you just have to keep the heat on.
IMC was originally listed in Hong Kong and Singapore. You took it private in 2002. Why? Any plans to relist?
Well, because there was a misalignment. The market wants one thing, there was no liquidity, and there's no matching, right? It's a cyclical stock. It's thinly traded, and people are looking for growth. And so it's a mismatch. And so much better take it private. And also, when we're doing creative stuff, people don't understand it. Better do it by yourself. Take the risk yourself.
Any plans to relist the company in future?
I don't know, not immediate plans, but we see the worlds keep changing. And so if the market changes expectation, everybody's into sustainability, creativity, maybe it becomes a line. So we don't know how the market and the people will change.
Do you think that will ever happen?
Yes, because it's all about shifting awareness. And if you look into past history, our mindset changes a lot. In the 13th century, we believed smoking and chewing tobacco can prevent plague. I don't know, today we don't want everybody's, you're smoking? So the world keeps changing.
Don't go away. Up next. When do you see stability coming back into the market?
Never.
Never.
In reality, it will move. So when you see things are moving like this, there's stability too. It's just we call this instability, but actually it's quite stable to move up and down.
Managing Asia, we'll be right back.